Now, test taking strategies. We're coming up on CMAS testing and some other testing towards the end of the year. So, I have a handout, okay, that I can give out to all parents and students related to test taking strategies. Number one, read directions very carefully. Take your time. This is not a race, and you are not going to score better if you finish first. I had to learn that when I was a kid growing up. I always wanted to be first at everything. Test taking is all about how much time you need to take, and take all the time you need. Reading the directions carefully and reading them twice, maybe highlighting, underlining key things that the question's asking. Those are things and tips that really have helped me. Taking objective tests. Now, you guys, this is every test basically you will be taking, so don't need to really follow this, but for objective tests, that's what we're giving you. So matching, true or false, completion, so like fill in the blanks, and then multiple choice. Taking essay tests, a little bit different. With an essay, finding that main paragraph of that thesis statement for those intermediate students, 3 body paragraphs, and then the ending. Note-taking strategies, so you could do mind mapping, and I have this all in a handout. You can do an outlining. And then also with listening skills, you can listen for verbal cues. Okay, so understanding exactly what I need to be, oh man, that sounds important. Okay, listening to your voice in your head of it like, wow, I need to remember that. That's a verbal cue. And then a presentation cue, so if someone says like, hey, write this down, remember this. Okay, that's something. And then memorization techniques. I talked about maybe making it a song or making it fun, making up a little name for it. Okay, sometimes we spell out things. We call that mnemonics. That's all in the handout. Now, your parents can help you with these study skills by managing time to complete the assignments. Remember, we talked about the timer, getting up every 20 minutes maximum. And for longer assignments, breaking it into parts. Maybe you need to do it over 3 to 4 days. Okay, that's going to help. Giving practice tests can also be very helpful. And avoid last-minute cramming, especially the night before. Talk with your child about how to take a test, okay? And like I've outlined already in this PowerPoint. Read the instructions very carefully. Keep track of your time. Do the easy ones first. Very different from assignments, remember. On tests, always want to do the easy ones first so you at least get some confidence like, yes, I know this one. I know I'm going to do better on this test or you feel better if you do the easy ones first and do the ones you know you're going to get right. Okay? So different than assignments. Assignments are getting the harder ones done first so you don't get fatigued. With tests, you want to make sure you get those ones, so you get those points on the tests. Okay, with the ones you know. And do not spend too much time on one question. All right. So with this, very important. If you're spending about, I would say, anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes, go on to the next one and come back to it. Okay. Take a break from it. You don't need to solve it. It's going to take up a lot of that time. Continuing on, talking about assignments. Okay. First, you could ask, do they understand what to do? Okay. So, does the student know understanding what to do? Help them out with that. Do they need help in understanding the assignment? Okay, maybe reach out to the teacher, class dojo, something like that. Do they have everything they need for the assignment? And after you get the answer, does it make sense? Go back and recheck it. So important to recheck your answers. Also, parents, one thing that's really important is watching for frustration or fatigue, like I said earlier. This could look like really kind of getting down or sleepy or just becoming really irritated or irritable very fast. Giving constructive criticism, giving praise is really important as well, but being constructively criticism of not being too hard on the person, but making sure that they know exactly what needs to be done and how to get there. And like I said, praise and encourage. And maybe set up a reward system for, hey, Johnny, you worked so hard today. You completed your 20 minutes and took your break, came back and completed your other 20 minutes. Today you're going to get a star. 5 stars throughout the week for every day could equal a prize on Saturday. Something like that. All right, and again, before we get into our last section, let's take a break right here and get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, get something to eat, and come back. Welcome back. So we're going to talk about part 3. We've talked about organization, study skills, especially even test-taking skills. And now we're going to talk about number 3, which is homework. So what is the purpose of homework? Why do we do homework? Well, it's to review and practice what was taught to you earlier, prepare you for the next day's class, so adding information in, going to the next step, and learn to use resources like websites, reference books, library, etc. Also, the purpose of the homework is to maybe get you involved in exploring other things. Okay, maybe some of that homework sparks an interest in something else. And also applying those skills that you've learned to new situations. And projects, right? Learning how to do projects or books or book reports, okay, in a single task. Homework is also teaching independent skills. So learning how to work independently is so important as you grow older in life, and especially into a job. And then also homework encourages self-discipline, so being organized, knowing how to study, okay, and being responsible. You have a job, just like your teacher gave, and she has a job, or he has a job to give you that homework. You have the responsibility to do it for them, okay, and do it for yourself as well. Become smarter. I always say, grow your brain. And then create an understanding between families and the teacher. That homeschool connection is huge. And lastly, it provides that opportunity for increased communication between teacher and the school. Homework amounts. How much homework should we be doing? Definitely depends on the age, okay, and the skill level of children, okay, where they're at. Some of our students that I work with have special needs or different disabilities. Those students maybe have a modified amount of homework. Right now, if you're a typically developing student, a recommendation is 10 minutes per grade level. Okay, so K through second, 10 to 20 minutes maximum on homework. And if you're levels 3 through 5, 30 to 60 minutes. But very importantly, with that timer, with those 20-minute breaks. Very, very important. Tips for parents, okay? So number 1, helping your child choose a homework drop spot. So again, this is based on going back to the organization piece. Having a set area in the house is so important because it's going to create consistency, okay, for that student. Setting up that study area, having the homework done every single night, in the same spot. And what I call the survival kit, keeping those supplies organized and in that spot. These are all the things that we've already talked about. And schedule a daily homework time. As I spoke to earlier in this video, maybe you have a snack when you come home, and by 4:15, that's when you start your homework. Try to keep it consistent every night and stopping on time as well. Also, allow your child to have or let you know when homework is too frustrating. I talked about maybe noticing when your child is frustrated, but be sure they're trying not to just avoid doing the work. Okay? If it's hard, give that constructive criticism. Maybe they need a little break or a reward to keep them going for some intrinsic motivation, and that's okay. Encourage your child to do it independently, though. Do not do it for them. Okay, very important. Do not do it for them. Even if it's so hard, at least let them attempt a part of that homework. Okay, they're not going to know by you just doing the homework for them. And again, like I said earlier in the presentation, praise, praise, and more praise. Okay, it can be an excellent motivator on the goals that they have set. And then that long-range planner to help successfully complete those long-term projects. Maybe splitting it up, like I said, over 3 or 4 days to break it up. Like I said, 20 minutes, then take a 5-minute break, using that timer for a visual support. Limit the homework time to the amount the teacher says it should be able to complete. Don't go over. Even if the child is not done, try and do just that time. And never give the child more than a few answers on the assignment. If they don't understand, write the note, okay, to talk with the teacher about that. And then step back if you feel like you're losing patience as well. Be kind to yourself too, parents, because I know it's been a while for me to see long division, okay, and that can be tricky. So give yourself, maybe educate yourself on that, but also if you're frustrated, it's not going to help the child as well. So in summary, number 1, show that you think education and homework are important. So get excited about it. Monitor those assignments again with the timers and making sure everyone has done the harder ones first and then the easy. Provide that guidance for them. And then talk with teachers to resolve the problems. What to do when your children do not do their best work. Children refuse to do homework. Children fail to bring assignments home. And children take all night to finish homework. So, I've set these problems out so far. Let's take a little break and then come back to start talking about this last part. And welcome back. So, last part of this presentation, we're talking about homework-related problems. What do I do when my child does not want to do their best work, refuses to do the homework, fails to bring assignments home, or takes all night to finish homework? Also, maybe they don't want to do their homework on their own. And they wait to the last minute to finish the assignments. Again, not great. What about if the parents are not home when they do their homework? Well, working with teachers to resolve these problems is the number 1 thing. Okay, so really important, our school works with Class Dojo, a lot of our teachers, and if your child's teacher has another way, reach out to them and really see about resolving these, so talking with them. Key thing too, talking about it at the beginning. I know if you come in, parents, bringing your child in halfway through the year or towards the end of the year, getting to know right away and reaching out to that teacher is important. Contact the teacher as soon as you suspect that problem, and request a meeting with the teacher to discuss concerns only if, this is kind of a last minute resort, only if you have tried everything else. Let the teacher know if the child finds the assignments too easy or too hard, and work out a way to solve or lessen the problem. Keeping that communication open and clear with the teacher, very important. Not just getting at a teacher, okay, getting upset with them, but really being open. Hey, we're feeling frustrated about this, maybe too many problems. What do you think we could do? How can we solve this? And follow up to make sure your plan is working. Now, talk to a teacher when you have concerns. So, common concerns are child refusing to do the homework, instructions are unclear, can't help the child get organized to finish the assignments, and can't provide needed supplies or materials. Can't understand the purpose of the assignments. Assignments too hard or easy. Homework assigned in uneven amounts, so none on one night and now we got a ton the next week. Your child has missed school, what if, and the assignments they have to do are makeups. Those are times to talk with the teacher about. And sometimes even myself, I get to be involved in those. And I know parents, I've been involved with some of you. So, thank you for watching this presentation. There's a lot of information here because we've hit 3 topics. Remember, study skills, organization, and homework, and all of its purposes. If you guys have any questions, this is where my email is at and my phone number, and you can reach me. I'm here at the school full time, so Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 3:15. And I can set up a meeting until about 4 if possible. Okay, so just reach out to me if you have any questions, and thank you so much.